I don't know if you can tell, y'all, but the more I look at it, I think this camera's time is coming to an end. So pray with me in a circle so we can get the rest of these playoff videos done. And hopefully Cat comes into some money here soon so that we can buy a new camera. So while I still have life for these wildcard predictions, let's roll the intro. Hello everybody and welcome to Super Wildcard Weekend of the 2021 and 2022 NFL season and these prediction picks. I'm your host, the Blind Canadian Cat. That is me. You can just call me Cat. I say meow, I roll intros, and as you can tell we're gonna do some throwbacks because my boy Nate wanted to say shout out to some of the old intros. So I figured, why the hell not? Let's give him a little something, do a throwback over the years because I've been doing YouTube for quite a while. Ooh, and a lot can change in time. A lot can change. But let's get into these picks, shall we? First of all, recapping last week, the first ever week 18. I mean, at least the first week 18 of my life. I've only been around since 99. I wanted to say the 90s, but I was born in 99, so kind of count myself with the 90 babies, yes, but probably no as well. Anywho, 10-6 straight up, 10-6 against the spread. Like I said, when it comes to when the final week of the season, when you don't know if some teams are rested or not, some teams are trying or not, you don't really know. And then, of course, every game's a divisional game, so you can throw out most commonalities right out the door and just kind of go with whatever. Because you don't know. You don't know. So the fact that we went 10-6 and 10-6, go us. I told you, we called the Jags and Pitt covering. I don't trust those spreads. And Jacksonville ended up winning outright, which I find funny. The whole internet that entire week was like, you know how funny it would be if the Jags beat the Colts? You know how funny it would be? You know, playoff scenarios, yada yada. Like, that was the internet the entire week. It's almost like someone voodooed it into existence. Because, you know, it's one thing for, like, you know, say the Jags beat the Colts 33-30. That's one thing. They kicked the shit out of them. That offense had nothing. Supposedly MVP candidate Jonathan Taylor had nothing. Carson Wentz reminded us why we don't have faith in him anymore. Like, it was bad. Trevor Lawrence finally looked like a damn good QB. For a number 1 overall pick, he finally actually looked good. Against the Colts team, who I think had one of the better defenses. I don't know the stats and I can't remember anything. But supposedly had one of the better defenses in the NFL. Or a top-tier defense. Like, Jacksonville manhandled the Colts. It was bad. So that was one thing. And then, of course, the teams. What can you expect? I didn't realize Dallas was going to be playing all their starters for the majority of the game, so they freaking blew the brakes out of Philly again. So it looks like I was wrong on that. Casey decided to not show up till Denver until the last minute. And what were the other games? Houston kept things close with Tennessee. I felt like that. I should have called that one. Oh well. And then, yeah, you know, it's just something. You win some, you lose some. Is what it was. And then, of course, the Chargers not winning against the Raiders. But, you know. Chargers are dumb, right? I'm mixed feelings about Brandon Staley. I think he'll be a decent coach because the idea of being aggressive, yes. Time and place for it. But I don't care who you are, where you are, what you are, and what the score is in the game. You do not go for it on 4th down, on your side of the 50, in the first 3 quarters. Period. Period. You don't go for it on 4th down, on your side of the 50, in the first 3 quarters. I don't care what the score is. You don't do that. And ultimately, that's what cost them the game. Yeah, you could say it was a tie game, yada yada. I can also argue that they were down 15 at one point, so I don't know. But at the end of the day, Brandon Staley outcoached himself. And I called this on Twitter a month ago, talking to Justin. Brandon Staley's going to outcoach the Chargers in any meaningful games. or outcoach themselves in the meaningful games. I called it. I called it. And it makes that Texans loss sting even more for the Chargers, don't it? It makes it sting even more. Ironic, the Chargers and the Colts were the two teams I thought could be dark horses to make a deep run and or find themselves accidentally in the Super Bowl. And now they're both out. I don't know who the fuck is going to be in the AFC. The boring answer is probably KC, because honestly, who's going to trust the Bills and the Titans and anyone else? I'm not going to trust Mac Jones because he's a rookie. I'm not going to trust the Bengals because they're the Bengals. I'm not going to trust the Raiders because this is going to be Derek Carr's first game, so God knows what's going to happen. But that being said, that was last week. We're into the playoffs. Games that matter, win or go home. And that's what makes the NFL all that intriguing. With all the other sports, you got 7-game series or 5 games depending on where you are in the seedings. So you have a chance to regroup after a collapse. But here in the NFL, it's one and done. You best bring your A game all weeks. So let's get to the picks. And because of course it's the playoffs, we're going to go one by one. Starting with the first game, the Bengals and the Raiders. Bengals are favored by 5.5. In a game of two teams in the playoffs for the first time, Derek Carr's first playoff trip, Burrow's first playoff trip, Bengals' first playoff trip since the Andy Dalton days, Andrew Whitworth days technically too. That team crashed when they traded Andrew Whitworth to the Rams. And then the Raiders first since last time Derek Carr looked like a better QB. Derek Carr at this point has been one of those QBs who's like, he's not bad, but he's like inconsistent to the point where it's like we don't know where to place him. But he's been with the Raiders all these years, so he's been a respectable QB who we want to claim who is underrated, but then there are too many times where it's next thing you know, we feel like we're overrating him a little bit. And yes, I got a jump here because I want some soda because I'm thirsty and I don't care what time it is. But fuck you. Editing's hard and I'm sure this video's gonna be 30 minutes anyway, and it's already 4:30 a.m. and this video's late. My work schedule fucked me for making this video, but I think next week I'll have Thursday off, so maybe it'll be better. But yeah, it's 4:30 in the morning because my work scheduled me all week. I got nothing. But this is gonna be both their first playoff game. Bengals have a history of always losing playoff games. We can talk about that meme, how the Bengals haven't won a playoff game since the 1990s, or the first text message being sent in 92 and the Bengals' last playoff win in 91, so no one has sent a text message about the Bengals winning a playoff game, yada yada. But I will say this, for the sake of history, I believe the Bengals have 5 playoff wins in franchise history, and 4 of them come from seasons where they reached the Super Bowl. So it's an interesting thing to think about. And then I think that 1991 over the Oilers, was it? I don't remember. Was their last time they won a playoff game. That being said, if you're asking me to pick a side, where am I leaning? I'm gonna go with the Bengals for the sake of, for the partially sake of, I think they are the better team than the Raiders. I think Derek Carr, who will finally get his first playoff game, might make this interesting. But you also gotta remember they're coming off of 5 quarters on a Sunday night game, and now they gotta play on Saturday afternoon. So, not to say that they're gonna be tired or whatever, because, you know, they got plenty of time to rest to prepare. But at the same time, they're probably a little more beat up than a Cincy team who rested all their starters, or rested their main starters, against the Browns. There might be some rest. Raiders might get off to an early lead at some point in the game, but I'm going to expect Cincy to come back, make it a decent, interesting game, and then probably pull away in the fourth quarter. So I'm going to take the Bengals in this game. I'll lay the 5.5 for the sake of the Raiders. I don't know what to expect from the Raiders or Derek Carr. But I'm also going to lean under on that 48.5 that total is set at, for the sake of these two teams haven't really sniffed the playoffs in a while. And last time both these teams have been in the playoffs, they've been underwhelming, underperforming, yada yada. So I'm going to say this is probably going to be like I said, sloppy game. Raiders probably get it to an early lead. Cincy comes back, makes it a game, and then in the fourth quarter pulls away. Give me, I should have wrote down scores before this recording, but oh well. Give me Bengals 24, Raiders 17. 10-10 at halftime. Or 10-10 early in the third. Second game, we got the Bills hosting the Patriots, where the Bills are 4-point favorites, the total's at 44. I'm just gonna say this right now. I see that weather warning. I'm actually somewhat paying attention now to the weather, or at least when media's posted a billion times. I'm gonna pay attention. That shit's cold. It's gonna be below freezing. Hell, I think it said one point we might have a 0 Fahrenheit on that field, which for my European friends who read in Celsius, that shit cold. Our 32 is your 0. So if it's gonna be our 0 on that field, it's gonna be cold. And you know what that means? It means no one's gonna want to throw the ball, and no one's gonna catch that football. No one's gonna want to catch that football where it's gonna be frozen and freaking rock hard. And even if you are wearing gloves, that shit's gonna hurt your hands. No one's gonna want it. So expect a run game like crazy. I mean, Allen might try to throw it for the sake of, hey, we're obviously the better throwing team, or we're a better team throwing it anyways. So, Allen might try to make it a game, and no, the Bills are like, oh, hey, we lost to this Patriots team when Mac Jones only threw 3 pass attempts, and they ran for, 200 plus yards on us? Yeah, let's try to make a Mac Jones throw more. So I think the Bills, realistically, are going to try to get an early lead. I think that is the Bills' best chance. If they want to win this game, they're going to get early. Or at least, let's say it for this. If the Patriots want to win this game, they got to keep it close for the first 3 quarters, which I think they could possibly do, but I think the Bills are gonna. I think the Bills will find a way to get themselves like a 10-point lead, maybe. Or I don't know, you can get that field goal, but they'll get a lead. It'll be rocky sledding here and there. Patriots might get a score. I'm not really sure what to expect from this game, but I gotta think at the end of the day, the Bills are the better team. They learned from their mistakes when they played them in shitty weather on that Monday night forever ago. They'll rebound, they are the better team, and they'll take care of this game kind of convincingly. So that's how I'm going to see it. Take the Bills, lay the 4, and with a total of 44, we're staying under because we're not trusting that weather. We're going to go Bills 20, Patriots 16. I guess that doesn't cover 4, fuck. 15. Sure, why not? 20 to 15. There's your cover, and you're under. Merry Christmas, bitches. Third game, we got the Bucks hosting the Eagles, where the Bucks are currently 8.5-point favorites with a total of 45.5. This game is going to go one of 2 ways. The Bucks are going to blow out the Eagles early, and then they're going to not give a shit, and the Eagles are going to come back and backdoor cover this game. Or the Bucks are going to kick the shit out of the Eagles, and the Eagles are going to have no chance at all in this game. And they won't feel like it at all. Those are their 2 options. Either the Eagles will try in the 4th quarter, or they won't. So that's my prediction to y'all. I don't know how a certain betting thing works, and I don't know how much Tampa's going to want to try in this game. Because I think they know that Philly is kind of going to be one of the easier opponents. But like I said, you can think back to that Thursday game. They had a lead on them early. Then Philly came back, and if it weren't for the fact that Tampa, I think, closed out or ran the ball out and ran the clock out before Philly could get one last possession, and dicked my -7 because they went for 2. So it ended up being a 6-point win for the Bucks instead of a 7. I remember that. I remember that shit. Fuck you, Philly. But, something tells me, like, you have the last time Brady played the Eagles. And yes, this Eagles team is nowhere near that Eagles Super Bowl team. And even that game was a shootout. But Brady always has a difficulty with a good front 4. And Philly, unless I'm totally stupid and have not paying attention, because let's be real, I haven't. I think Philly still has that decent D-line. Fletcher Cox and crew. I think, God, I'm going to look like a dumbass if they aren't there, because I don't actually know. I'm just saying, I think Philly's got a good front. I'm probably talking out my ass at this point, but I'm just going to say anyway. Philly usually has a good front, and I think they're going to get to Brady at times. I think this game might be like a, one of those 20-10 games where it feels like the Bucks should pull away more, but Philly kind of just stops them. and then as you're like wandering here and there, and then in the fourth quarter, the Bucks might score one more, and then Philly might score one more or two more. They're at the point where Philly backdoor covers, needs an onside kick, they don't get it, and that's kind of your game right there. So either way, the Bucks are winning this game. The Eagles will not win this game. I'm telling you that right now. So you're gonna take the Bucks straight up. And as much as, like I said, either the Bucks are gonna blow them out or the Eagles are gonna backdoor cover. And if you want to ask my opinion, I think more likely the Eagles backdoor cover and dig with a lot of people's parlays. That is my feeling. Like I said, we're gonna say I'm gonna go 34, 26 maybe. 34-26. Eagles try to get an onside kick, or they fail, or they somehow get one last possession and the Bucks stop them from going anywhere. Either way, you take the Bucks. I'm taking the Eagles against the spread. I think they backdoor cover. I think they dig with people, and I think because of that backdoor cover, this game's gonna shoot over that 45.5. That's where I'm at. Bucks straight up. Eagles against the spread over the 45.5. This is gonna be a 30-minute video. Fuck. All right. Next game. We got the Cowboys hosting the Niners. Cowboys are 3-point favorite with a total of 51. This is the one game I'm seeing a lot of people saying the Niners are going to win. Do I think that can happen? Yes. Partially because I don't trust Mike McCarthy. That's kind of where I'm at. And the Cowboys, against all the relatively decent teams, their offense has not shown up. Hell, even against bad teams, that offense has been shaky. You take away the DC game on Sunday night, and take away that Eagles game on Saturday night. The offense has been kind of shaky, kind of no-showy. To a Niners team who has a respectable defense usually, and if Jimmy G is chillaxing and vibing and doing what he has to do, that's a decent offense. Or at least you got Deebo Samuel, Elijah Mitchell, and George Kittle, and that's enough to carry an offense. Anything. I mean, hell, Jimmy G got away with throwing 20 passes in that divisional round game, in the championship game when the Niners made that Super Bowl run all that time ago. So Jimmy G can vibe. Honestly, the Niners could probably get away with this. If there is an upset pick in this week, you probably should pick the Niners. But I don't have that faith. Like I said, I made a tweet about this, and I've been talking about this in the Progs League and a couple other people. I'm not saying the Cowboys are going to go on a Super Bowl run, but the energy and the vibe this team gave me throughout this season, and yes, they've kind of crashed and been kind of meh these last couple of weeks, this last month or two, but it's just this vibe I get that this is like some sort of magical, this is them. Because Tampa got their celebration last year. Rodgers, until he can prove that he can actually get to the Super Bowl and not choke away somewhat good defensive performances in the NFC Championship game. Yes, I'm not holding that 2014 game against him, or last year. I don't hold that against last year. I've made this point multiple times. You can blame the field goal attempt and not going for blah 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 all you want. Tom Brady threw 3 picks in that third quarter, and they got 1 touchdown out of it. 6 points, because they didn't even get the 2-point conversion. That's on Rodgers. I'm saying that still. That's on Rodgers last year, more than anything. But that being said, I'm kind of vibing with the Cowboys. I think this is one of those, I think they get it figured out. And I think they go on this run. I don't know. Well, I definitely have to see how this week's going, and if they survive next week, based on how they perform, we can have this conversation next week. But either way, I'm rolling with the Cowboys. This is your game of the week. This is historical. You can add it to all the other Cowboy and Niners playoff history games from the 80s and 90s that I didn't partake in, because like I said, I was born in 99. And ain't no way Dak and Jimmy G are going to be some Troy and Joe, or Troy and Steve. Yeah, it ain't going to be that, but hey. I think it'll be a good game. I think it's your game of the week. And let's have some fun with those headlines. I'm taking the Cowboys -3, and we're going to have some fireworks, baby. I think that's what we're doing. So give me over 51 in that game. If this spread were at 4 or 5, I might have leaned in the Niners cover. But I'm going Cowboys -3. In a fun game. Let's go. Cowboys 30, Niners 26. Let's have some fun. Our 5th game sees Kansas City hosting Pittsburgh. Hi, Pittsburgh. How the fuck did you get here? Oh, I know. The Colts choked and the Chargers choked. That's how you go. And the Ravens were dealing with injuries, so congratulations. God, what would I... forget all the injuries the Ravens had to suffer throughout the hill anyway. Where would we be if Lamar had stayed healthy for the season? Where would we be? That's a serious question. I don't know. I can debate it all I want, but you got to play with who you got to play with, and it is what it is. I'm not even gonna hold the 2-point conversions that failed against them. The Pittsburgh one, yeah, sure. Green Bay, you're playing like you're a team who's already out of the playoffs, and you're just doing that just to get a win, to just shake up shit or whatever. That's what that felt like to me. So, with him going for 2 in that Green Bay game, to me, it felt like, we're probably not going to be in the playoffs, so, let's just stop playing OTs. That's what that felt like to me. I don't want to say John Harbaugh gave up on the season, but we all knew Lamar was not coming back. I'm sorry. You get carted off on an ankle injury, you're not coming back in 4 weeks. I'm not buying it. And look what happened. We ended up not buying it. So with that being said, hi Pittsburgh, you're in, because the Chargers didn't want to tie and the Colts didn't want to beat the Jags for whatever reason. So here you are. Now you get to play KC, where I saw a thing, because this is 99.9% going to be Ben's last game. So there's that stigma that, Ben's going to go out on a high note. And the Steelers, because of that defense, will keep it close, and it'll be respectable, and blah, blah, blah. KC will win because Mahomes performed some magic to prevent Big Ben's storybook ending, and yada, yada, yada. I'm not buying it. KC is better than Pittsburgh. They showed that to you 3 weeks ago when they were up, 33-3 at one point? Or 36-3, and then Pittsburgh got a late touchdown. I'm not buying it. I think the same thing happened. Hell, I even think there's a good chance that what Casey did against Watson and the Texans back in the day, they were both down 24-0, and then came back and won 51-31. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be that high scoring, but that's kind of what the vibe I'm getting. Casey's gonna take 2 quarters and drop 50 on him, or drop like 40. I'm not buying it. I think Casey's, oh hey, it's playoff time, now we have to try a little bit. Like I said, Casey at this point has not given a shit about the regular season. I said that last year when I felt like, damn, you're only winning 17-14 against the Falcons, or shit like that. No, Casey's not trying in the regular season anymore. It's the postseason, they're gonna try. And the only reason the divisional game last year against the Browns was close because Mahomes got hurt. No. Casey's gonna try. I think Mahomes realized, hey, let's not get my head scrambled, my ankle's broken like we did against the Browns last year. Casey runs away with this game. And for the sake of it, Pittsburgh will do what it can to come back. Maybe Big Ben's gonna spot KC 28 points like he did the Browns last year. Who knows at this point? I'm not buying it. Give me KC minus 12.5. This won't be a game. And it almost disappoints me that they made it the Sunday night game and not the Sunday morning game when everyone's asleep. It disappoints me. Give me KC minus 12.5 and over the 46 because it's going to be a goddamn bloodbath. Chiefs 43, Steelers, I'll give them 17. Maybe 20. I don't know. It's going to be a goddamn bloodbath on Sunday night. Have fun, Alex. Or, not. Shit. Who am I trying to say? Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth. I try to get Al and Chris mixed up. Al and Chris. There we go. Have fun. Loving over Patrick Mahomes. Yada yada. Keeps rolling this game. And then the final game. Monday night game, which thanks to me and my friends the LOA, we're all going to go watch the Buffalo Wild Wings. Woo! Sees the Rams hosting the Cardinals. Another divisional rematch in the third game. And the interesting thing, too, about both these regular season rematch divisional games that we're going to get are our third peats. Both of them split their games. So this really is a best of 3. Winner take all. Which is pretty neato. But, this is going to get tricky. And I sent this tweet, I don't know if you all remember, I sent a tweet out, I think it was September or early October, when both the Cardinals and the Raiders were on their win streaks. They're both going to get in, and they're both going to lose their first playoff game. That's the vibe I get from them if they get that far. And now here we are, and that's kind of where my mind is. The fact I do not trust Arizona. I don't trust Cliff Kingsbury. Kyler Murray might be great, but he's off and on. But my one problem is, at this point, I don't trust Matthew Stafford either. And I've made this tweet multiple times. The Rams and the Cardinals of the top 5 are the 2 I trust the least amount. And so now, one of them's going to get the benefit of the doubt because they get to play each other in the wild card. I don't trust either of them, which makes this annoying for me. But with that being said, I'm going to take the Rams. Because I think Matthew Stafford's now by that, hey, now's my now or never. Because boy, would it be a headline if Matthew Stafford can't even win a playoff game. Ooh, this'll be a fun one. It'll almost like the Lions got away with something. Maybe they're not going to keep Jared Goff, but hey, they got all those picks. Could be worth it. I don't know. I'm taking the Rams, but with the line at the Rams -4, I'm going to get the Cardinals to cover. Could they keep it close? Yeah, they probably will. Could Arizona win this game? If Stafford has a bad game, then maybe. If Stafford has a bad game, then yeah, I think the Cardinals could win. But I don't trust either of these teams, and at this point, whoever wins this game, I'm almost fairly confident they're going to lose next week because they're either playing Green Bay or Tampa, and I'm sure both Rodgers and Brady will give them the smackdown of a lifetime. That's just where I'm at. But either way, we're going to have the Rams win, the Cardinals cover, with a total of 49.5. Both the games went over. I feel like because of my distrust of them, I should take under 49. But I think both of them are like, hey, it's our first time, yada yada. And we know these teams, we need to put points to win. So I think both coaches are probably going to be dumb and go for unnecessary 4th downs in the red zone. I think they will. Or 4th and 1s on your opponent's sides of the 50s. That's the vibe of this game. I think you'll get points one way or another. And that's where I'm at. We're going to go Rams 34, Cardinals 31. And though they're your 6 games, I'm going to throw them up here because I'm going to be too lazy to do captions anyway. So we'll throw them all up here. We're taking Bengals straight up, covering the 5.5, and under 48.5. I got this shit right here, so I'll just read it off here. We got Bills covering the -4 and under the 44 in a cold-ass game. The Bucks straight up, the Eagles cover 8.5 and over 45.5. Cowboys straight up to cover the 3 and over 51. KC straight up, we're having them cover that 12.5 because fuck Pittsburgh. It's going to be bloody. And over 46, KC might get this 46 by themselves. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. KC will probably get this 46 by themselves. Rams straight up, Cardinals cover the 4, over 49.5. And that is my wild card predictions in a video that's about to hit 30 minutes on here, but we'll probably chop and edit, so it probably doesn't matter much anyway. But that is where I'm at, and you know what, honestly, I kind of like doing the videos like that. I hate being the 30-minute guy, but you know what, I kind of like that, so we'll see how this goes, see how people view this. We'll come back next week, we'll see how it is, because with 4 games, it'll probably be easier. And hopefully, my schedule favors me, so I can do this at an earlier time, so I can get this out at an earlier time. But anywho, that is it for me, your favorite cat from Canada. I'm actually not from Canada, I'm born and raised in Oregon. So I'm a US baby till I die. Make sure you like, rate, comment, and subscribe to this channel and this video. Make sure you follow me on my socials. Twitter, Canadian Cat CP. Not editing, I'm lazy, and it's 4:30 in the morning. My Instagram, Blind Canadian Cat. My Twitch, The Blind Canadian Cat, which I haven't streamed with in a few months, but you know what? If I can get Nathan and Travis to convince me more, maybe we'll stream something. Maybe after football season 2 when I have more time on my hand. And then join my Discord. I have a public Discord now. Blind Canadian Cat. I've been trying to advertise a little more. Not really active at this moment. Then again, Some of the people are in there are people who are in 13 other servers I'm in, whether that be private or public. So it's like, it's hard to talk to everyone. I get it. But the hope is the more and more people join, the more and more I can get people talking, communicative, and we can build a community. Let's do that. I want to be your friend. You want to be my friend? I want to be your guys' friend. I want to talk football. I want to talk rap battles. I want to talk the beautiful universe of Avatar: Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. Both great series. Well, recommend them both if you haven't seen them. And other bullshit. Because, you know, I have so much to talk about, and we only have so little time in life. And of course, join the other servers I'm in. All that shit will be linked in the description below. I am the cat. I say meow. I roll intros. I roll outros. Unlike previous time, we're just gonna roll the same outro because I ain't got time. No more money. And that is all from me. Thank you all for watching. I shall see you next week. Yeah, where we'll find out who really needs to keep their job and who really should be fired. Also, suck it, Indy. And congratulations to the, Georgia Bulldogs. Is it Bulldogs? I don't know. I don't watch college often enough for being in Alabama. Good storyline, yada yada. Peace, love, and trust. I shall see y'all next week.